All right. Chosen ones, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, man. Welcome back to another regularly scheduled episode on Antonicus Motivates. And yes, today is Friday, so thank God it's Friday. Hope all of y'all are doing well out there today. Hope you're feeling well. Hope your mental health is well, man. I know these are very difficult times a lot of us are in right now. But what other choice do we have except that we have to keep going, keep moving forward, man, keep doing our thing, right? Go ahead and crank up this morning. Get warmed up. Yeah, Friday, May 8th, 2026. And about to go ahead, man, and do my thing again today. Getting day number 36 of this burpees training session. And this is not stopping for nothing. We are not stopping for anything. I mean, unless it's something we don't have no control over, right? Which there's a lot of that right now and nonsense that we don't have no control over, right? So we never know what's next. All we know is that we just got to keep the faith. We got to stay strong. And we just got to hold on right now. Because we already know they're trying to make us lose our mind out here with all this BS. And this program, this Matrix program, they got us all in, right? But yet, everybody just walks around out here like it's business as usual every day. Oblivious to all of this. So anyway, man. But what I wanted to talk to you today about, Chosen One, is you were targeted. And the reason for that is in Matthew chapter 5, verse 14 through 16. They couldn't help but see you from the very beginning. This is the reason why you have had a more difficult life than the average person out here. You know that now. It took you having to go through a lot of long periods of learning and just trials and tribulations to understand, after the time passed by, that is what showed you so that you could remember who you were. And we're going to talk more about this. But let's go ahead and move out, because I'm going to further break this down for you this morning. And I'm going to further explain it to you. But what happened was, all of their attempts failed. And they missed the target because he had you the whole time. So you came through all the things you came through, and you was targeted. This is from an early age, because they knew who you were from day one. The entities, the forces of darkness, Ephesians 6:12, they knew who you were since the day you came out your mother's womb. They knew you. This is the reason why many of you had a hard time at school, why your teachers was mean to you, why they mistreated you, why they grabbed your arm and twisted your arm in the hallway and stuff like that, or why they loaded you down with like lots of homework, more so than the rest of the students, why you was always in ISS, why you was always fighting with the other students, why you was always fighting bullies after school chasing you. It's because they saw the light within you the whole time. You came to do a work, an assignment. You are one of God's elite soldiers, warriors. This is the reason why you were targeted. Then when you used your talent, well, it got worse for you once your third eye was open. For me personally, this was probably back since like 2013. I really want to say like, actually it was before then. It was like probably around the time of like latter part of 2011, 2012. Anyway, all I know was it started since like 2009. If y'all been following me on my channel, I told you my story. I got off probation in 2009. And after that, I saw through the whole system and everything, the way everything was designed. So it probably started to really begin since then, because I saw that everything was just a loop. They wanted to keep you looping in the system, you know, in and out of jail, in and out of trouble, so you could never advance. So you always giving your money to the county courts and stuff like that. And the way they do this is by keeping you dependent on alcohol or substances and stuff like that, because they know that that is going to end up causing you to have trouble with other people or fights or something like that. And so then they just waiting for you to mess up, basically. So I saw through all of that, and then I was like, you know what, I'm not doing this no more, you know. So that was probably like, I'd say like after 2009. But then I didn't really see through the whole illusion, and like my third eye, I think, was open until like, I want to say this was like 2013. And I know this would take a long story, and I don't really want to get off the topic, but I've done talked about this before with all my experiences about the religion that I came from and what I found out about it, and then how I wanted to get out of that and get away from that. And that was all because of the Spirit guided me away from all of that, and then took me into different churches and like religions and stuff like that, before I was finally able to see that all of that is just part of the illusion as well. And it was after all of that, and after going into, and y'all could look at my past videos, and I've told stories about this, you know, about what happened with that, and finding out about how churches was fake and religion is like fake, and all of that, and multiple religions are fake. Anyway, that's a whole nother subject. But it really got worse for you. What I'm trying to tell you, chosen one, is it really got worse for you once your third eye was open. And that was the time for me after all of that, when my third eye was open, when I know God revealed all of that to me, and then I was like, okay, I get it now. I understand now. Then I found out about secret societies and all of that. And once you find out about all of that, then they ramp up their efforts to try to take you out. And they've been doing that ever since. So you have had it very difficult, and they blocked every road before you. This is all because you're targeted. They've sabotaged you because you was targeted. They've tried to ruin your life because you was targeted. You weren't even fully aware during some of the periods of your life that you was going through about just how badly you was being targeted and how badly they was working against you. All of them. Because they were all fake the whole entire time. People working on the road. I had to get through that little spot right here real quick. Sorry about the pause on what I was talking about, but yeah. So anyway, you was targeted. They recognized you as the threat. Also because around the same time, you were probably using your talents and your gifts in a way that was totally unusual to the rest of the game. They couldn't understand that. That really made a lot of people, it made, because you came with something that was totally different. Like, you came with your talent and your gift, and it was original and unique, and it was something that was so powerful, though, at the same time, that they saw it. They realized that you had the potential to really mess up their whole kingdom of darkness and everything to keep everybody down. If you got the platform, the power financially, and everything that you needed. This is the reason why they blocked your finances. This is the reason why they did so many things to you, to mess you up on your jobs or whatever you was doing. It was all because they had to stop you at all costs. Because they knew that your light was too much for them. They was afraid of you taking the spotlight off of them, and awakening others. They didn't want you to to be able to do that. See, that's the reason why everything was done to you the way it was done to you. And as usual, they got all these people out here playing racquetball today, and every spot is taken again, man. You see, this is another way the enemy. You see what I'm saying? It's like every day, you know, but I'm still going to get out here and get in my burpees training session. But this is also because I'm moving a little bit later today. But y'all know Mother's Day is about to come up and all of that as well too. So, you know, I still got to get out and get back on my grind too at the same time, man. So it's just a lot of things going on right now, man. You know, Chosen One. And but we're not stopping though. Like I said, we are not stopping for nothing. We're not stopping, man, because we can't. We just got too much we got to do. You know. But I'm about to get out right now, man. Get in this burpees training session like I normally do about this time. Every day. And then I'm going to come back to you and I'm going to talk to you some more about what's been going on the whole entire time. The reasons why, you know, you've had it so bad and why they targeted you. You've been targeted, okay? You know that now. You knew it before. I mean, like, different things identified that to you. But you knew it all the more when you really awakened. And you remembered who you were and your identity. Then after that, you know, you really fully understood. So hold that thought right there and stay tuned. And once I get my backpack on and everything, I'm going to walk it out and finish breaking this further down for you. Because you know you done been targeted, all right? I'll be back. All right, Chosen One. So I'm back now. And yeah, back to the topic about what we was talking about how you've been targeted. Yeah, so I just got in day 36 of the burpees training session. And the suicide drills day number 11. So we're moving right along. You know, so that was good to get that in this morning. But back to what I was talking about, not to stray off this topic too much. Back to what I was talking about how you've been targeted. See, you've been targeted by the secret societies and by those who saw you. They saw you, they knew about you. Really, they've been known about you from the beginning. They've been known about your blood, your bloodline and everything like that. But they knew about you more when your third eye was open and when you saw through the whole illusion and when you recognized everything for what it was, that everything was fake and that all the churches was fake and everything. All of that was designed by design to scatter the flock away from the one truth of, you know, the truth, who we know is the truth, who hung and died for our sins. And it really got worse for you when your third eye was open to all of the illusion of everything. It got worse for you. The attacks got worse for you. The hardship got worse for you because they didn't want you to awaken others to the truth of what they have kept hidden for so long. But the thing is that they could only hide for so long. And it doesn't matter what they did to you, because they did it not only to you, but to many of the other chosen ones as well. And so this has only been done to us because we know the things that they know, which is forbidden knowledge. Pretty much that's knowledge that they want to keep forbidden. They don't want others to have that knowledge. So this is the reason why your life seemed like it was, harder than the average citizen out here. This is the reason why they've made it virtually impossible for you to function in society. But it's also because it's the spell that they've used through the witchcraft and the sorcery in these secret societies and the Illuminati and all of that, who controls the world, the elites and all of that. It's because of the spells they've had over the mass population of the whole entire world, with all the rituals they do and the things they do in secret all over the world. And they have their buildings and their lodges all over the world. And they have their obelisks all over the world, which we know that comes from like the age of Pharaoh and stuff like that in the Bible. All of that is like linked to like the Egyptians, and that's the same thing they had going on back then. So basically it's just a repeat of the same thing they was doing back then. So these powers that be, they operate within this sorcery that they have put over the whole entire world, and it's been like a spell. And it has kept a lot of people unaware of what's really going on out here. Most people just stay in their, tradition that they've always been raised in, their church they've been in. They stay where they've been always trained to be at. It's like they're programmed. They're all part of the program. So most people don't think outside the box like us. Most people just accept the narrative, the status, and they just go along with the herd. So we are the few ones who are not like that. Because like I said, ever since our third eye was open and we knew the forbidden knowledge, pretty much that's what it is. They don't want nobody else to know that. So it's like they never wanted nobody else to know none of that. And yeah, man. So that's the reason why we came with our gifts and our talents and our abilities and everything that God placed within us. That's why we came. That's the reason why we're here during this time, which is the time now we know where it's all being exposed anyway. Even though they tried to stop us, and they've tried to stop many other ones. They have stopped many other chosen ones. They've unalived them. And other people who weren't even chosen ones, who became aware to the forbidden knowledge and stuff like that. Like, they've been ostracized and had things happen to them. Like, for instance, we all know about Edward Snowden and stuff like that. People like that, they had to be
they had to run to other countries and stuff like that to get away. And there's been other whistleblowers and stuff like that on everything. I think like the dude Julian Assange or whatever, with the WikiLeaks and all of that, he leaked a lot of stuff on the forbidden knowledge. So anybody who does that, you know, they target them. So we've been targeted, and they did everything in their power to get rid of us because they don't want their secret societies to be exposed, but they're being exposed anyway, and there's nothing they can do to stop it. The spell is being broken because when all the chosen ones came online, man, you know, that's when the spell and the illusion was being shattered right then at that time. Because all the chosen ones were awakening to what was going on. Like I said, I done spoke about that before. But yeah, so, you know, this is why we are here, though, and we're never going to give up. We're never going to quit. We know who we are. We know we're here soldiers on assignment. We know we're just temporarily here, that we're just like aliens here. This is the reason why, that's the reason why they have never really recognized us. The world can't see us because we are not of this world. We're not from here. I mean, we're here, but we're really not here. If that makes any sense. Because we're not here to the rest of the Walking Dead and the rest of the people who are asleep in the zombie matrix program. We're not here to them. They couldn't never understand our worth or our value. And we've already went over, I've spoken over what the reasons why a lot of this happened in Matthew chapter 10, that how they was blind. They was blinded and they couldn't never see. And other verses, I think I've went over in previous videos and stuff like that. But yeah, so, you know, this is just the way it is with us, you know, and we know what it is, and we know we have the knowledge and the understanding of the reason why, you know, things are the way they are for us. We have a more better, full understanding of it now than we ever have before. As all the lies and everything that's been told for so long have been climaxing within the past, I say, several years and everything like that. And how everybody is finally figuring out that we've all been duped. But we knew what they was doing the whole time. We knew that they was utilizing all of our taxpayer money and everything like that to set us all up. We knew all of that. The chosen ones knew all of that. We tried to make people aware of that. We tried to make them understand that the very taxpayer dollars that we're giving to them is the same money they are using for setting us up for their agenda of total domination and control, because they're all psychopaths, sociopaths, and they don't believe in God. Many of them are atheists, and they believe they are gods, and that we are all the goyim, the cockroaches that must be exterminated off the earth, and that we have too much of a carbon footprint here, and that, you know, we are utilizing too much of the earth's resources and stuff like that. They have no compassion for humanity. They're not humanitarian people. They hide under the cloak of humanitarian people. They hide under the cloak of ending world hunger and all of that, world peace and all of that. But they're not about none of that. really they are not about none of that. That's all an illusion. That's all an illusion. You know, a lot of this has to do with like the CFR, the more of these alphabet agencies I've spoken about before, you know, the UN and all of that. They're all involved in this. The WHO, you know, they were the ones who were part of the whole thing like that back in 2019. That was all part of the agenda too. It was a genocide weapon to depopulate the world. And the Pharmacia pharmaceutical companies was involved in it all. Pharmacia, pharmacies, that's sorcery. That's of the devil. That is not of God. And they utilized it against us. The billionaire pharmaceutical companies. We knew that's what it was all about. The chosen ones knew. They knew we knew. But, you know, all of their attempts to target us and destroy us failed. They were mad because we never took it. We refused. Many of the people around us who took it were mad at us, or they were thinking that we should and trying to talk us into it, even some of our own family members and stuff. But we knew what time it was with all of that, and we wasn't playing that. And so a lot of these people who are around you, and I've done spoken about this yesterday, and yesterday's video is all Decepticons now, and many of them have already taken it. And so most all of them have already taken it, and they are not your friends. They don't care about you. They're part of the program. A lot of them sold you out. A lot of them are information agents for the government. They've been paid informants to tell about what you're doing, to tell about, to keep them informed. Although they already know what you're doing anyway, because they're tracking all your movements and all of that through these devices. We already know all of that too. You know, this is all pretty much like Orwellian 1984, the police state basically that we are in right now, chosen ones. And it's only getting worse as it advances with the AI and all of that. That's taking it to the whole next level. I was just watching another video the other day about, you know, the smart vehicles they come out with now have it all in them too as well. And so everything's smart. Your smart home, like I said, your smart thermostats, your smart homes have smart door locks that lock themselves. They can lock you in your own home and turn your thermostat up to 150 degrees or something like that. You can't get out. You're on the 3rd story. There's no way for you to escape. They got driverless cars, you know, cars, Tesla and stuff like that. You know, all of that has programs inside of it. That's all, you know, that knows where you're at any given moment. And whenever they push the button, I guess they can just make the cars just lock you in and drive you to wherever they want you to go, or wherever they want you to be at, wherever they want to put you. And you can't get out, because if the car is going like 70 miles an hour and you're locked in, how are you going to get out? You know, so this is what they've done, and people have just stood by and allowed this to happen. You know, everybody just went out and bought all these devices and everything, the latest, greatest iPhones and all of that, thinking that was all wonderful, thinking that this technology that they created was for our benefit, that it was going to help us, that it was going to make the healthcare industry more better, more streamlined, to take care of people, for people to be able to have their medical records and everything pulled up instantly. It was all created to make you think that it was benefiting society and making society better, but it was not. It was all designed to destroy society. All of these smartphones, all of this internet of things, all of this was designed to destroy society. It is not here for society. It's not good for society. is terrible for society. People don't understand that. People just go out and buy and hook up to the internet and, and all of that and pay their internet bill faithfully every month, pay their tax bill faithfully every month, pay all this stuff faithfully every month to these psychopaths who are setting the stage for it to enslave everyone. And when it's all said and done, and when the whole thing comes to what they want it to come to, and they are pushing for it to come to what they want it to come to with their NWO agenda, then that will be when they usher in the mark of Revelation 13. And then, then that's the worst of the worst, cashless society. And all of this is being done by the demonic entities. The demonic entities have influenced all the leaders to do all these things, to build all this stuff around us. All the governments, they are controlled by the demonic entities. They call them ETs, extraterrestrials, aliens, greys, reptilians, whatever you want to call them. But we know they are demons from the pits of hell. And we know that they are ancient, that they're the fallen Nephilim spirits, the spirits from the fallen angels spoken of in the book of Enoch. If any of you have ever read that book, all of them are the watchers, or the fallen angels, those who they came here and they had sex with the women when they were forbidden not to do that by God, and they created the Nephilim, the giants, in the ancient days and stuff like that. So all of these spirits who our governments are working with are the demonic entities, and we are living in a satanic world that's governed by Satan, and all of the governments and all of the politicians, all of the celebrities, all of the entertainers, all of the industries are controlled by Satan. They're his puppets. And this is the reason why we've been targeted, because they know we know all of this information. But pretty much that is the reason why you've been targeted, chosen one. You know it. You know that you have endured what most people would not have survived. And I think I've pretty much covered most of the reasons why you had to go through what you had to go through, why you're still going through what you're still going through, because really it's a spiritual war. You are in a spiritual war on the spiritual battlefield. I mean, you're on a physical battlefield here in this world, but really it's a spiritual battlefield that is going on in the spiritual realm, manifesting itself in the physical realm against you through the demonic entities, the creatures of the night, those who don't know the things that you know, and who can't see them, and who were never able to see them when you tried to show them. You tried to use your talents and your gifts as a way to awaken them, but they were asleep because they was always too distracted by everything that glitters, that we know is not gold. So that's what they went for. They went for the distraction, for the illusion, and they cast you aside, the diamond that you were, for the illusion. It's like an oasis in the middle of the desert. That's all it is. It's an illusion. When you get there, there ain't no water. So they're getting there now. They're finding out there ain't no water over there. They're finding out that everything that you said was true. And it's too late for them now. Pretty much. And when they crossed you, when they attacked you, when they came for you to try to unalive you, that was the worst mistake they ever made. That was the last-ditch effort they used, because they had already used everything else in their arsenal against you and thrown the whole spell book and the magical wand at you to try to make you stop believing in yourself, to try to make you stop, to try to make you think that you weren't talented enough, to try to make you think you weren't gifted enough, to try to make you think that you weren't good enough. It was all by design. It was all on purpose. It was intentional. It was done to you with malicious intent. Everything that was done to you was done to you with malicious intent. It was done to you to maximize the most maximum amount of just pain and suffering in your life. And there is a price for every one of them to pay for what they did to you. And they have not gotten away with nothing that they did, because even though they're monitoring you, and they're monitoring you every day out here right now, they're still monitoring you. You're still targeted, even though all of that is still happening, and that they've made everything virtually impossible for you to live your life out here. Even though all of that is still happening, they are being monitored by the Most High. The Most High is monitoring them. He's seen everything they did to you, so they can run, they can try to hide, they can try to cover up things with the authorities and all of that. But at the end of the day, the Most High knows everything. And they are going to be severely punished. Many of them are going to die for what they did to you. They are going to get sick. They're going to have diseases, or their families is going to break up. They're going to lose everything. Everything's going to be taken from them. We're going to take everything back they stole from us. And they are going to die. They're going to burn in hell, in the eternal lake of fire, never to return ever again. And so they thought it was funny what they was doing to you. They think that they are the most powerful, that there is no one else more powerful than them, and that there's nothing that can be done to them, that they can't be touched. But they're about to find out. And they're going to find out, and they're going to learn. And they already have found out when they tried to do what they tried to do to you and they failed. And they're still finding out, because now all you're doing is getting stronger, and there really ain't nothing else they can do to you, because the more they keep trying to do to you, they keep trying to destroy you. That's just the more that they just keep exposing their own selves. So the pit that they dug for you is for themselves now, and they are going to fall into it and die. All right? But you've been targeted, and that's what this video was about. And I just wanted to let you know again exactly what has happened. So you already understand this, though. The chosen ones understand this. And even if you aren't chosen, if you know this knowledge, this forbidden knowledge, then you are immediately targeted by them. And also, you know, if you answer your calling, then you're going to have issues and things happening to you. As soon as you start to answer your calling, things are going to break down. People are going to try to mess with you. People are going to come against you. Stuff is going to happen in your life to try to throw you off, to try to derail you from your calling. But many are called and few are chosen. You know, so anyway, I'm back in the car now, and I'm going to go ahead and wrap the video up, because I done finished my workout this morning, and I got to get back on my grind today, because like I said, Mother's Day is coming up. And, you know, I'm going to try to get my mom some flowers today, man. If you made it to this end of this video, I guess this message was for you today, you know. And I hope that it helped you out to know exactly why everything happened to you the way it happened to you. But just like the shirt says, we never give up. We never quit.
for these wicked, evil people. We're still here. And those who we can still reach, we're still going to try to reach whoever we can, however we can, because we know the people in our fake hometown or whatever, they wasn't never going to be about what we was about. And so anyway, man, yeah, so as always, you know, peace, love, light, blessings to you all. I'm gonna go ahead and catch y'all on the next one, man. So until the next one, I hope you're having a blessed day, man. And I hope you're having a good Mother's Day. If you still got your mom, man, be thankful, you know, and because you don't get but one mom, man. So, you know, and especially if your mom has been good to you and your mom is not fake. I know a lot of people's moms are fake and they've had bad fake family members and stuff, but they're still your mom, I guess. You know, still it's Mother's Day. You know, if you got your mom, be thankful and try to look out for your moms on Mother's Day. I know I am. And yeah, so I hope y'all all enjoy your weekend and everything. And I'll probably be back tomorrow with another video, okay? So till then, I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. I'm out.